In 1970, if you worked at McDonald's for minimum wage, you could buy a house in just 2 years. Today, it takes 14 years. Something is fundamentally broken. Your parents bought homes at 23. You're 35 and still renting. They paid for college with a summer job. You have $80,000 in debt. The American dream didn't just change, it died. And today, I'll show you exactly when it died, who killed it, and why nobody is telling you the truth. The answer will shock you. Welcome to English Through Truth, where you learn real English through facts that others hide. Today's topic is uncomfortable, controversial, and absolutely real: the death of the American dream. We're not talking about opinions or politics. We're talking about cold, hard numbers that reveal a shocking reality. And while you discover these hidden truths, you're learning authentic English naturally. Let's start with the year everything changed, a year most economists never mention. Section 1. The year everything broke. Most people think the American dream died in 2008 during the financial crisis. Wrong. It died decades earlier, and almost nobody noticed. The real death happened in 1971, and here's the proof. Before 1971, wages and productivity moved together like dance partners. When workers became more productive, they earned more money. It was simple and fair. If a company made more profit because workers worked better or faster, those workers got paid more. This created the American middle class. But look at what happened after 1971. Productivity kept rising. Companies made more and more profit. But wages? They flatlined. They barely moved at all. Here's the shocking truth. If wages had kept pace with productivity since 1971, the average American worker today would earn approximately $102,000 per year instead of $56,000. Let that sink in. You're earning almost half of what you should be earning based on how productive you are. What happened in 1971? President Nixon removed the U.S. dollar from the gold standard. Before this, paper money was connected to actual gold. After 1971, money became just paper. The government could print unlimited amounts. This sounds technical, but the result is simple. Your money lost its real value while the cost of everything exploded. A house that cost $25,000 in 1971 costs $400,000 today. College that cost $500 per year costs $30,000. Healthcare, food, rent, everything multiplied 10 or 20 times. But your salary? It barely doubled. This is why your grandparents bought a house on a factory worker's salary and you can't buy one with a master's degree. Section 2. The wealth transfer nobody talks about. Here's the part that will make you angry. The money didn't disappear. It just moved. The American dream didn't die. It was transferred from the middle class to the ultra-wealthy. In 1965, the average CEO earned 20 times more than their average worker. Today, CEOs earn 350 times more than their workers. Think about that. The person at the top now makes in one day what you make in an entire year. Between 1989 and 2023, the top 1% of Americans gained $34 trillion in wealth. The bottom 50%? They gained almost nothing. In fact, when you adjust for inflation, the bottom 50% of Americans are poorer today than their parents were in 1989. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. This wasn't an accident. This was designed. Starting in the 1980s, American laws changed to favor corporations and the wealthy. Tax rates for billionaires dropped from 70% to less than 25%. Stock buybacks, where companies used their profits to make their own stock prices higher instead of paying workers more, became legal. Unions, which fought for worker rights, were systematically destroyed. The result? Jeff Bezos makes $140,000 per minute, while his Amazon warehouse workers urinate in bottles because they don't have time for bathroom breaks. Elon Musk became the richest person in history, while the average American can't afford a $400 emergency. This is not about working hard anymore. It's about who owns the system. Section 3. The Education Trap. Let's talk about the biggest lie you were told. Go to college, get a good job, live the American dream. In 1980, the average cost of college in America was about $3,000 per year. You could pay for 4 years of college by working a part-time minimum wage job during summer and weekends. No loans needed. Today, the average college costs $35,000 per year. If you work a minimum wage job for an entire year, full-time, without spending a single dollar on food, rent, or anything else, you still couldn't afford 1 year of college. The result? Americans now owe $1.77 trillion in student loan debt. That's trillion with a T. The average student graduates with $38,000 in debt before they even start their first job. But here's what they don't tell you. College degree holders in 1970 earned 40% more than high school graduates. Today, college graduates earn about the same amount when you factor in their debt payments, and many work jobs that don't even require a degree. You were sold the dream of education leading to success. Instead, you got decades of debt slavery. And it gets worse. The jobs that college promised are disappearing. Automation and artificial intelligence are eliminating millions of positions. Companies are hiring fewer full-time employees and more contractors with no benefits, no health care, no retirement plans. The contract used to be simple. Work hard, get educated, and you'll succeed. That contract is broken. Section 4. The Housing Crisis Secret. Let's destroy another myth. You can't afford a house because you spend money on coffee and avocado toast. This is what billionaires want you to believe. They want you to blame yourself. But here's the mathematical reality. In 1970, the median home price was $23,000. The median household income was $9,000. That means a house cost about 2.5 times your annual income. You could save for a down payment in 2 or 3 years. Today, the median home price is $420,000. The median household income is $75,000. That means a house costs 5.6 times your annual income. It would take you over a decade to save for a down payment, assuming you save every extra dollar. But wait, there's more. In 1970, mortgage interest rates were around 7%. Today, they're also around 7%. So what changed? The price of houses exploded, but wages didn't. Why did house prices explode? Here's the secret. Because housing became an investment commodity instead of a basic human need. Wealthy investors and corporations now buy thousands of houses, not to live in them, but to rent them out or flip them for profit. They're competing with you, but they have millions of dollars in cash. You have a dream and a prayer. In some American cities, 30% of homes are now owned by investors, not families. These investors can pay cash above asking price instantly. How can you compete with that? You can't, and that's the point. The system is designed to keep you renting forever, transferring your money to landlords every month, never building wealth, never achieving stability. Section 5. The Hidden Truth. So here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. The American dream died because it was killed. It didn't die from natural causes. It was murdered by policy decisions, corporate greed, and a system that prioritizes profit over people. The proof is everywhere. Americans work more hours than almost any developed country, but are paid less relative to cost of living. The minimum wage in 1970, adjusted for inflation and productivity, should be $26 per hour today. It's actually $7.25. 64% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, including people earning six-figure salaries. Life expectancy in America is declining for the first time in modern history because people can't afford health care. But here's what gives me hope, and this is important. You now know the truth, and knowing the truth is the first step to changing the system. The American dream isn't dead for everyone. It's alive and well for the top 1%. They're living better than kings in ancient history. The dream didn't disappear. It was redistributed upward. The question is, what will your generation do about it?
Conclusion. Today you learned the hidden economic truth behind the death of the American dream. You learned real English through real facts, not through fairy tales or propaganda. If this video made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. Leave a comment telling me, does the American dream still exist in your country, or is this a global problem? Subscribe to English Through Truth for more videos that teach you English while revealing facts others are afraid to discuss. Remember, the truth will set you free, but first, it will make you uncomfortable. See you in the next video.